Hey guys, welcome to another match of Littlewargame. Um, Today we have um, a match played on Thieves Isle. In the top left, I'm playing the red pieces over here, and in the bottom left, I have a special guest. I'm playing against Hoboturtle. Actually, he's another popular YouTuber that makes replay videos on this game as well. So I have a treat um, in the sense of I get to feature another uh, pretty cool, pretty cool guy. And as you can see in this text area, we have a pretty lively conversation while we're getting our bases set up and we're playing our game here. Right off the bat, he gets his house, and then he goes into his workshop. So I don't know if this is popular for Hobo to play. I think he normally goes for just Rax play. At least that's what I'm familiar with. But on this map, he's decided to go MECH, while I decide to go to Comfort, actually. I'm playing that Rax style, where I'm getting my Raider as soon as this barracks finishes up. And then I'll send a Raider over to scout. And at this point, he hasn't really scouted to see what I'm playing. He doesn't know if he's being cheesed. But it does seem, for the most part, he is playing pretty safe. Should be getting a Gatling gun out of this, and then with that, we'll see what happens. Oh, and while we have this time to relax, it's early enough in the game where we're just waiting for our expansions to be built. I'm really hoping to use this channel to grow the community in Littlewargame. I know that YouTube kind of incentivizes or rewards people for putting out content consistently, and that's kind of what I'm planning to do, actually. If I can grow my channel on YouTube, that means that there is more of an audience being pulled towards this game. And as we can see here, and that's what I want to do. All right, as we can see here, I pull my Raider over to make some aggression. Hobo and I actually went into detail about this exact moment, where I take my Raider and be aggressive. We had a conversation about how he actually thinks that I should have blinked or gone around his Gatling gun and moved into his main base over here, basically causing this Raider to be more of a disturbance. I decided to be a little bit safe here, just making sure he's staying on two bases kind of thing. But it is really interesting. It's really interesting to see how aggressive I could have been. And I come back in here once he has 3 Gatling guns. It's pretty risky for me to want to stay. I don't want to lose all my units here, right? So that is something interesting. While this is happening, my tech choice, or my tech of choice, I've been playing the Advanced Workshop pretty consistently, where I get an airship and I drop. We also talked about tech choices together, and I think that he suggested that I look into mages, especially if I'm looking to drop. Basically, later in the game, I would research mages, I would research fireball, and then when we're both on 4 bases, I would be dropping into his bases and killing his worker lines with fireballs. And I think that's something that I'm going to have to include in my own play, especially as I practice and get better. Okay, so this positioning right here, I knew he had 5 Gatling guns because I was scouting out. I was pressing earlier. He pressed forward, and so I thought he had his units right here on this ramp with the high ground vision. So I would have had no idea if he was there or not until I got anywhere close. And he uses this opportunity to go for a third base, which, now that I'm looking at this, I'm kind of I'm impressed that he did it. I was kind of shocked because I didn't expect him to be going for third just yet. But I guess it is a good time. I think I've seen a lot of good players have their third base up by 4.5 minutes. So I go for my third as well. It's the next easy expansion. It's the first time I see a gyrocraft, so that concerns me a little bit, especially when I have this drop going down in his main base. I'm thinking, oh, that means that he could possibly snipe my airship. I'm getting archers. I'm constantly trying to produce, but then I don't notice this until later, but he actually does get a snipe this worker. Here we can see it. Oh no, worker! Neagat, look at the map. See that you're being assaulted. Didn't happen, but I end up canceling this base as a result. That is one of the things that I think players need to be, like myself, need to be a little bit better at. Oh, while this was all happening, I dropped in the base. I did a little bit of worker damage. I don't think I killed anything, but I was pretty aggressive there. Now we can go ahead and take a look at the units tab. Currently, I'm on 2 bases. Got 27 workers, so I am pretty oversaturated, especially on this main base. Not having this third base has really started to hurt me. And he has 3 bases, so obviously, if we look at the income here, he's making more. He's making about 200, maybe less now. He's probably transferring workers or something. Or no, I'm dropping and I'm stopping him from mining. But he has about 200 more mining than I do right now. It's pretty rough. Yeah, so he gets in there with those gyrocraft. It's pretty maneuverable with those units actually. So that pretty much means that I have to put an end to my airdrops. Let's see what our opponent, Mr. Hobo, is up to now. He is going into catapults, so that's pretty good. Pretty good unit for him to have, and as you can see, he's accumulated this pretty healthy army actually. These Gatling guns are pretty nice units, and so I think for myself, let's go ahead and take a look at the board. I've got a lot of barracks. I got 3 castles up, and that's basically all I have. I have a church coming, so I could use priests, and I feel like I can go into upgrades, but instead of going for these upgrades, I should have just built a armory and gone for +1 range for my archers. He's pushing out, so as you can see, I'm loading up my airships because I was going to do another push. But right when I see this, I say, "Oh no, I have to defend my third base, or else he's going to be on 3 or 4 bases, and I'm not going to be able to do anything." So I basically go for the drop right on his army. I get my workers in the fight, and I try and surround his Gatling guns to make sure that they don't go anywhere, and that he loses as much as he can. But like I said earlier, these gyrocraft, I knew they were going to be a problem for me because I had archers to deal with them, but not very many archers. As you can see, I get the surround on his catapults here, and so once he loses those, I feel a little bit safer. But again, these gyrocraft are really dishing it to me. Luckily, I was producing some archers, and I finally got them over here. While this is all happening, he's grabbing his 4th base. Let's see if he has any tech. He's still going for gyrocraft. He's got mills. So I don't. Oh, here he has his tech upgrades over here. He's going for what looks like +1/+1 defense, +1 attack. So he should be good. And he's being very, very active with these gyrocraft, making sure he's scouting around, saying exactly how many bases I'm on, which I know I'm on 3. And I can suspect at this point that my opponent is either on 4 bases, which is a pretty healthy amount of bases, or he's on 5. He's playing a little bit greedy. So that's what I'm trying to figure out here, just to see how many units he's got. And when I see that he's got, this many gyrocraft, this many Gatling guns, I'm realizing his economy is way better than mine is right now. He's almost got 50 workers, and I've got around 40, which might be too much. Again, I'm trying to go for my 4th base, but this location in this fight really makes it so that it's not going to be possible. I think it doesn't happen just yet, but yeah, as you can see, like on this base especially, I am definitely oversaturated. I've got about 5 or 6 units too many that are there. This is a pretty cool development in mech play. These little caltrops that slow down other units. I think it's fantastic for being able to micro and kite when your opponent's units get caught. And then, like I said, my opponent, he is simply macroing up super well. He could probably go for another base over here. In fact, that's probably what he might do. Actually, he could knock down this castle, get a worker over here. But let's see how many. No, he's still on 4 bases, but he could easily be on 5 right now. Sends these gyrocraft around to scout. And, for me, I'm trying to keep my resources down. I have this watchtower to protect my worker line, but obviously all my units are kind of over here, being idle. So he sends a pretty nice attack here, and I have to deal with it somehow. Send my archers over, and he doesn't. Luckily, he doesn't get my upgrades here. But this is basically where I pretty much tell him, I'm stuck on 3 bases. You're sending these gyrocraft around. You stop me from this 4th base, and as a result, he is able to send these units, even do poorly in trades if he wants to, which he hasn't been. He's been playing absolutely fantastic, but he really keeps me away from being able to expand and do anything else with the game. This is also, I feel like this is a clinical for how to play mech. Fantastic play. He gets his Gatling guns, he's defensive, and then he doesn't stay in a defensive, slow pushing catapult Gatling ball blob, but rather he stays pretty mobile, using these gyrocraft to go around to harass, threaten my upgrades, threaten my main base over here. Fantastic play. Absolutely fantastic. And I remember we had a discussion after this match. I was talking to him like, "All right, good game. How do I, how can I get better?" And there were some interesting thoughts of being more aggressive with my raiders, as well as microing my drop a little bit better. So those are all things that I think I can, work on my game to include into my game and to get better at a little war game. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe. Like I said earlier in the video, it's really important that, um, especially if we want to see little war games, grow and become a popular game, like a big game. Like I'm pretty confident it can be. It's good to subscribe to YouTubers that are making content like this, trying to make daily content so that YouTube picks me up and advertises me a little bit better, um, and that way we can get more eyes looking at this game. And it's a fantastic game. All right, enough about me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.